the reentry breakfast. All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 27th, and we are here for the Marion County Board of Commissioners Board Session. It's 9 a.m., and we're in the Senator Hearing Room at 555 Court Street Northeast in Salem. And if you would, please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You're taking a gander at that.
Yeah, I'm not a Boy Scout, but I think it needs to be twisted the other way.
It's supposed to be in the front.
Right.
Yep. We'll fix it after board session. Well, maybe we'll get the Boy Scouts to come and do it. All right. We do not have any public comment this morning, so we're going to move on to our first proclamation of the day, which is under the Sheriff's Office, to consider approval of a proclamation declaring May 1st through the 7th, 2022, is National Corrections Professional Week, and May 6th through the 12th, 2022, as Nurses Appreciation Week in Marion County. And it looks like Under Sheriff is joining us today, and Lieutenant Abraham. I love that they drug you out and over here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't get down here very often, so
I know.
good to see you guys.
Last time I saw you, it was, I had to get badged in.
You were in a secure environment. Yes.
Well, good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for your time, as always. As you had mentioned, this is before you is a proclamation requesting that May 1st through May 7th be proclaimed National Corrections Professional Week, and May 6th through 12th as Nurses Appreciation Week. Probably should say, for the record, my name is Jeff Wood, Under Sheriff for the Marion County Sheriff's Office, and with me is...
I'm Kate Abraham, Lieutenant of Marion County Sheriff's Office at the jail.
Kate and I are here to speak briefly about our corrections professionals. I will say this is kind of the time of the year, or at least the quarter of the calendar year, where a lot of proclamations come forth from our 4 divisions. We do have 3 state certified disciplines within the Sheriff's Office of our 365-ish full-time employees. And from that, although our law enforcement, which we'll get to in a moment, our corrections professionals really do a very incredible job under difficult circumstances. I think often the public isn't aware of the duties that they do day in, day out. I think it's broader than most people think. But with that said, this proclamation this week was started back in 1984 by former President Ronald Reagan when he wanted to recognize and identified the need to create a week for professionals to thank them for their service and recognize their professionalism, integrity, and strength. Our dedicated professionals within our county jail, our transition center, do incredible work day in and day out. Often not the most complimentary when you see TV series or the media. They are just the opposite of what is often portrayed. They maintain a safe, humane, and secure facility, delivering services day in and day out to our adults in custody, and they do it incredibly well. When they can, they try to facilitate positive change. They try to enforce the rules within the confines of the jail. They also facilitate the court process. They do transportation, and one of the first things way back in the 90s that I thought was incredible was when they built this huge hub and realizing that the Marion County Jail really serves as that hub for a state transportation system, not just to other county facilities or the Department of Corrections, but also throughout the interstate compact system when people are coming in out of state and we have to distribute those adults in custody accordingly. Our professionals at the jail and the transition center do their work incredibly well. They're very humble about the work that they do. They often don't talk about it, but I think this is a time and a place to recognize the incredible work that they do and really speak highly of the professionalism that they display in a profession that really doesn't get enough credit.
I just really want to recognize all of our staff deputies, sworn deputies that we have, and also we have non-sworn staff, which play a very important role too. We do deal a lot not only with adults in custody, but with the community and their families. So that's something that's also sometimes not recognized, but we do have visiting that goes on. We try and get programs to come and to make their stay as productive as possible when they're in our custody, as well as keeping the community safe, as well as our staff safe. And to go along with that, our nurses have been doing an incredible job. Coming out of COVID, it's been incredibly taxing the workload, and also the adults in custody tend to have a lot more medical conditions that need to be treated. We have longer term with the courts being slowed down. We have dealt with some chronic conditions, and I'm just really proud of all the work that our healthcare professionals and our deputies have done.
Okay, any questions or input before we?
Well, when's the lunch?
When's the lunch?
Food, I should have started with food.
Thank you. I mean, you know,
So we're gonna do the 10th and the 13th for the meal,
okay.
for the jail.
So that's for the jail, okay.
Of May? May 10th?
Yes,
Would make sure we get that over. to us.
Tuesday and a Friday.
So
we'll
if we
we'll make sure
If we can
appointments.
attend, it
Yeah.
would be nice. I'd always love to come and have the biscuits. Or you usually cater that one, don't you, for?
Last year it
Yeah.
was Firehouse Subs.
Yes.
It was yummy.
I think so.
We have a food cart, local food cart coming in.
Oh, good.
Good.
Just
Yeah.
to thank everybody.
We can make some special corn dogs for you, Commissioner, if you wish. No?
Once in a while.
Okay.
Are you a corn dog guy?
No,
I didn't know that about you.
Ketchup or mustard or both?
mustard.
I
Good
think the
job.
corn dogs are great. They're
If I have one, it's mustard.
Good, me too.
I guess this is a good time to say this. We take a tour. Is it every year?
Yeah.
Twice a year? And this last time I went on that tour, I was just struck by the professionalism. Not that I didn't think it was professional before, but sometimes things just jump out at you. And this last time, the halls were clean, the staff, you could tell the morale was high. Like, it's just the little things. I was talking to the sheriff afterwards, where I said, like, there's that saying, you can have death by 1,000 cuts. But I think when you're talking about these facilities, you also can have, life by 1,000 good little deeds, right? That's sort of that attention to detail that I imagine could be hard to do when you're putting in 12-hour shifts, day in and day out, year in, year out. You're seeing the same problems over and over and over again. And I just want to commend you, Lieutenant Abrahams, and Commander Larson for your leadership over there, because I think that's the sort of thing that really comes from leadership, where you either have a culture of excellence, and doing the little things right, or you've seen places where they have a culture of sort of nonchalance, or it doesn't matter, or we're not gonna, and you can see those places can deteriorate fast, and that's how you get into a situation where maybe you see those things on TV or the movies where you have a facility that's not safe and isn't well run and isn't professional. So I just want to thank you for that, and thank you
Appreciate
for
that.
paying attention to those little things, because I know that can be hard to do year in and year out, but it really does make a big difference.
you
to our
very much.
community. So,
I think as a testament to Kate, Tad, the team, one thing that generally happens on a very consistent basis, jail goes through an audit process, for lack of a better term, and the outside agencies that come in always remark about how well run the jail is, how clean the jail is, and given its age, how good of shape the facility is as a whole, and I will say it is. They take great pride in the facility, and it is always held true.
yeah.
Go ahead.
If I may, yeah, and I want to thank Jan and our facilities for the capital improvements that we're making, the doors and all those things that we've been investing in, the HVAC system and keeping it up. And it's one of those assets that it's not only in good shape because of interior and all you do, but because of the team that's here and the investment that the citizens are making to keep it up. So it's great. And we got some priorities this next year in our budget, so hopefully we can make that happen and keep it going. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I just have a question of clarification on the proclamation. Makes sense to me that it's National Corrections Professionals Week, and when we talk about it being Nurses Appreciation Week, are we talking about just nurses in correction, or is it global nurses?
We are just recognizing recognizing our nurses within the corrections system.
Okay. It makes me wonder if there is a Nurses Appreciation Week, and we should really figure it out and get them here, because the last couple of years have been hell on nurses.
They've been a
and
little busy, yes.
We should say thank you to
Yes.
them publicly. But I just want to say to you, Lieutenant, I find you incredibly impressive. When I was campaigning, I took a tour of the jail. I spent like 7 hours there, voluntarily. And
And they let you out after.
They let me out.
Doors unlocked, that's
The
good.
paperwork going in was probably the scariest part, but it gave me a different type of a perspective as to what community corrections looks like, and specifically from a female's perspective. And nothing against the guys, because they're awesome, but I think traditionally women are not noticed for the efforts that you have to put in to kind of move up in what would be a man's world. And corrections is definitely a man's male-dominated environment. And you do a great job of moving around in that space and holding your own, and your peers really respect you. And I just think that's so awesome. And when I come into the jail, on our tour recently, or a few times this last year with the commander or the sheriff, you're always so approachable and so willing to share what's happening in there. And I just think that's commendable, because people typically just don't get a look like commissioners get a look inside. And while maybe we don't want to advertise that folks 18 and older can go on a tour, I think it's important for people to see what they're paying for and what public safety looks like from those perspectives. And I just want to say thank you, truly, for the level of professionalism. The jail is very clean. I don't know what image I had before, but, and it's not scary. I expected it to be scary, but every time I've been in there, I've interacted in hallways and different spaces with adults in custody, and I've never been uncomfortable. And I think that's a testament to the way the jail is run and supported, but the way our deputies treat those adults in custody with respect and a human forward approach. So they know that they're there for a reason, but yet they're still humans. And I think they feel that, and I think that that is presented in their behavior. So I could go on and on, but I really, really respect what you do.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I look forward to your future promotions, because I am sure they're coming. All right. Would you make a motion
I
and carry
would.
the proclamation?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve a proclamation declaring May 1st through 7th, 2022 as National Corrections Professionals Week, and May 6th through 12th, 2022 as Nurses Appreciation Week in Marion County.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Would you begin the proclamation?
I would, yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, the matter proclaiming May 1st through 7th, 2022 as National Corrections Professionals Week, and May 6th through 12th, 2022 as Nurses Appreciation Week in Marion County, proclamation. This matter came before the Marion County Board of Commissioners at its regularly scheduled meeting on Wednesday, April 27th, 2022, to proclaim the week of May 1st through 7th, 2022 as Corrections Professionals Week, and May 6th through 12th, 2022 as Nurses Appreciation Week. Whereas the deputies, staff, and nurses of the Institutions Division of the Marion County Sheriff's Office play an essential role in safeguarding the rights of the citizens and residents of Marion County, and
Whereas it is important that all citizens and residents understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and dedication of their correction professionals and nurses. And whereas all members of the Institution Division of the Marion County Sheriff's Office unceasingly provide vital public service and maintain the highest standards of correctional operations and health services now.
Therefore, the Marion County Board of Commissioners, in gratitude for the dedicated public service and professionalism, hereby proclaim the week of May 1st through the 7th, 2022 as Corrections Professionals Week, and the week of May 6th through the 12th, 2022 as Nurses Appreciation Week in Marion County, dated at Salem, Oregon, this 27th day of April, 2022. And I know we have one more. Can we do a photo with all three of you and the two proclamations after that next one?
Absolutely.
Great. Okay. So now we're going to move on to consider approval of a proclamation declaring May 15th through the 21st, 2022 as Police Recognition Week in Marion County. And again, under Sheriff Wood, and joining us, Commander Jeff Stetrud.
Good morning. I'm Jeff Stetrud, Commander of the Enforcement Division.
And Commissioners, just so you're aware, back in 1962, President Kennedy declared May 15th as National Police Officers Memorial Day, and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. Established by a joint resolution in Congress in 1962, National Police Week pays special recognition to those law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty and in furtherance of the safety and protection of our communities. As you are well aware, our law enforcement services, our enforcement division, provides police services to the unincorporated areas of Marion County and also provides enhanced police services within our East Salem Service District and our contract cities of Jefferson, Sublimity, and Aurora. Commissioner Bethel, as you mentioned, in recognizing the effort of our nurses, the last several years within our law enforcement division has been, I'll say, very workload heavy, very deep emotionally. These deputies who provide these services and the leadership within Commander Stetrud's division have gone above and beyond over the years, like our corrections professionals. They respond to areas and scenes where people are having their worst day, where our community is having their worst moments. While people are leaving, they're arriving, and they do it incredibly well. They're incredibly professional. They provide those services to our community. They help victims. They hold those who are committing crimes accountable. They work with our neighborhoods. They work with our district attorney and our other collaborative partners within the sheriff's office. They provide mental health supports with our mobile crisis teams. They also are a participant in our law enforcement assisted diversion program. There really is no area within the criminal justice system that they don't play a vital role. And again, they do it incredibly well. They're incredibly collaborative. And again, like our corrections professionals, they're also incredibly humble about the services they provide. They don't talk about it a lot. Of course, they joke within each other's company, but sometimes they're so unassuming we almost take it for granted. And again, in furtherance of this recognition, I think it really does spotlight the fantastic work they do within the division, the services they provide to our community, and the public safety they provide to the greater Marion County area.
He stole everything I was going to
Of
say.
course he did. He's really good at that.
I'm kidding.
Sorry, buddy.
You did a great job. I just want to add that a lot of it is the same, but we do have a great team, and they do amazing work keeping our community safe. 1,100 square miles, or just over 1,100 square miles in Marion County. They're hitting each corner of that, everywhere in between. And the undersheriff just mentioned that meeting people on some of the worst days of their lives, but also working through those problems with compassion and empathy, dedication to the community. They're able to resolve some of the most complex situations with sometimes seemingly ease. And it really is an amazing team effort, and I'm proud of every one of them.
I know you guys have stuff to say.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Well, I just know that every one of our public safety people have just shown me dedication, and the ride-alongs I've done have been fantastic. And I'll never forget the one that I did when we were in East Salem over on, I think, State and Lancaster, and we got a call for a DV in Aurora, and we were the closest deputy. That's how spread out they are, doing 100 miles an hour up the freeway. I don't know if it was that fast, but
Felt like it.
Probably
he looked
was.
Sergeant looked at me and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm fine, go," right? But, and then he got there and how he diffused the situation, and handled it with, it was a mental issue, and then the court team came up, from Salem, and just how they work together. We talk about East Salem and the city of Salem Police and our guys and how they all work together. And it's just amazing to go out there and see how they do it, how they stay cool, calm, and collected. I come from the hospitality industry, and I always say this, and I do it in our orientation of our new employee orientation. I always say, when people think about what restaurant they're going to go to, what do they think about? Do they think about the food? Do they think about the service? Do they think about maybe the atmosphere? But if we just had a hepatitis outbreak or whatever outbreak, the health department's here today, and it's in the front page of the paper, do you think people would come? And so they take safety for granted. And, we used to always say, it was a hand washing policy, safety first and last. And I think, what happens in our community is we expect to get up in the morning, and as I did, drive out to the courthouse, work out, and have a safe environment to come back and come to work or go to school. And every day, you, our guys, our gals are doing that and keeping us safe. And the whole system, though, and I want to make sure that we understand that the whole system is important, that we have, the police officers, the sheriff deputies out there, but we also need the district attorney. We also need the jail deputies. We also need the parole and probation, the reentry stuff. All the things we do is important, because if you push on one side, it pops the other side. So I want to say thank you to all those that operate our public safety system, and that we can get up in the morning. And when it doesn't happen that way, we can't take it for granted. We have to rely on people to respond to help us, and then they do that. But prevention is the number one thing that our people do, and we really appreciate it. Your leadership is a reflection. Attitude reflects leadership. And that's my favorite line from Remember the Titans, right? Attitude reflects leadership. And the reason they have great attitudes is because of the leadership that you provide to them. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
I just want to highlight, you mentioned it, humility is a virtue that I know that our sheriff's office really prizes. And I've seen it, and I really appreciate it, and it's something that's super hard to achieve, because it's like you say, I'm going to go be the humblest person in the world, right? You just failed, right? So it's something that you can't hit directly, right? It comes from focusing on the work and focusing on the service rather than focusing on yourself, right? That's how you get there. So you can sort of see it when it exists, but it's hard to like aim at it, right? And to Commissioner Cameron's point, that it reflects the leadership of the office. It's something that I think is a mark. I've seen different agencies and worked with different agencies. I think something that sets Marion County Sheriff's Office and our deputies apart is they come across as very humble, very professional, very focused on the job, not focused on themselves. And I think that's part of the reason why the Sheriff's Office is also sort of a natural leader in the community. So we had a member of our SWAT team was shot yesterday, who was at Woodburn, but the Sheriff's Office is the leader of that team. It's a multi-agency team, right? I think part of the reason why other agencies trust us is because of that culture of competence and humility that we have in our Sheriff's Office, and it's something that we really need to protect. Sort of, it's something that I know you guys focus on, and because you can see how in agencies where that culture doesn't exist and you have a different kind of culture, right? You get a much worse outcome for your community. And I know we've already talked about this, but I think a lot of us saw how brave our guys and gals were during the fires and what they did, like in the moment of the emergency, and drove into the fire and helped people. And I saw you, Commander, and just sort of your calm attitude in that moment, and it was super inspiring. But I think something else I want to highlight again is the work that you guys do when it's not an emergency. So I remember, what it was a week later, the meeting we had with ODOT, and the ODOT was like, hey, we need 2 months to make sure the roads are safe, so we're gonna keep 22 closed for 2 months. And you guys didn't yell at them, you weren't mean, but you advocated for the people who live in the canyon. You said, hey, people need to get back to their home. Is there a way that we can do this so that their road's not closed for 2 months and they're not shut out of their house for 2 months, right? And so I want to highlight that too, because I think that's that's a service that the sheriff's deputies provide to us that we don't necessarily see. Like, we focus on like dialing 911 when we got a problem, or, being brave in the moment. But there's a lot of work you guys do just advocating for our community outside of that, and I want to thank you for that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So uncomfortable to sit up here and
It is.
promote your here and then hear us say all these things about you. But I think that there's so much to be said about law enforcement. And it's everything from the patrol to the jail to, parole and probation, our district attorney's office, the courts. But, to add a little spice to this, recently, I don't have cable TV. However, I do have Apple News. And there's this trend right now on Apple News because, do you guys know who Mike Rowe is? He's the maker of Dirty Jobs. I think that guy should run for president.
What's Apple News?
Hey, I think he should run for president because he says all the things that I think can relate to. And he said this week, in prelude to an episode that's coming up on law enforcement, there's a line between civilization and anarchy, and it's thin and blue. And he's taken a ton of heat for that, but boy, in the last 2 years, there is no better description than what's been going on in the United States of America. Because I'm hard pressed to think that any average citizen is gonna run into downtown Portland in a riot and stand up for individuals, to protect the old woman with the walker, or to protect a building that taxpayers are investing in, or a statue that means something to a community. Law enforcement goes above and beyond. And I saw it before. I've always been a supporter of law enforcement. From the day of DARE, when they were coming into our schools and telling us that drugs are bad and just say no. I'm that generation. I can still see it today. And the little hound dogs that used to come with them because they were the drug sniffing dogs that you wanted to avoid if you had drugs on you, which I was not. But I grew up in a community where that was prevalent, rampant, still today in East Salem. And every cop I've ever interacted with has always been very respectful to me and saw me as a person first. And I think the sheriff's office does a spectacular job of leading our community. And speaking about, the incident that occurred earlier this week in that joint collaboration of a SWAT team, because that officer is a Woodburn police officer who's a participant on our team. We collaborate really well and we see people, and it's been a hell of a couple of years for you guys. Specifically your patrol deputies.
Right.
And I know that we see them all regularly and we try to tell them one off, but it feels really good to be able to sit here today in this role where people listen and say, thank you. It matters. The little girl in East Salem recently that talked about the situation her mom got into and didn't survive, thank you. Because those officers wrapped her up and took care of her while that was happening. It matters. What you guys do matters. And I know that it's been hard and people are upset because they don't understand. It's about education. And I know that you do a good job of educating. You are present. Just last Saturday, one of the sergeants was over in Kaiser at Soggy Day at the park.
Right.
Interacting with kiddos on heavy equipment, doing the things, all in full gear, trying to say, I'm just a person here to help you. You guys go above and beyond. And this proclamation is not just a piece of paper for me. It really is truly heartfelt, and I'm so grateful for all of you and for the work that you do to recruit really good humans. We've had some recently join the team. I was in an NEO recently, and there was two, a patrol deputy and a jail deputy that was coming on board, and I thought, I want to go hang out with both of them to really get to know their stories. I know we attract good people, and you do a good job keeping them. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner, would you?
Yep.
Jane, did you have something? Okay.
Madam Chair, I'll move that, where am I here? Madam Chair, I'll move that we approve a proclamation declaring May 15th through the 21st, 2022 as Police Recognition Week in Marion County.
I'll second the motion.
With motion and a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes.
Before the Board of Commissioners for Marion County, Oregon, in a matter of proclaiming the week of May 15th through the 21st, 2022 as Police Recognition Week in Marion County. Proclamation. This matter came before the Marion County Board of Commissioners at its regularly scheduled meeting on Wednesday, April 27th, to proclaim the week of May 15th through the 21st, 2022 as Police Recognition Week. Whereas the week of May 15th through 21st, 2022 has been declared the National Police Week, and
Whereas members of the law enforcement agencies within Marion County play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of our residents. And whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement professionals, and that members of our sheriff's office recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by shielding the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression. And
Whereas the women and men of Marion County Sheriff's Office Enforcement Division unceasingly provide a vital public service. Now, therefore, the Marion County Board of Commissioners, in gratitude for the dedicated public service and sacrifice, hereby proclaim the week of May 15th through the 21st, 2022 as Police Recognition Week in Marion County. Dated in Salem, Oregon, this 27th day of April 2022. And if the three of you would join us in the front, I can get the picture. Thank you.
Multitask.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. It's nice to see you. Okay. This one's yours. And this one's yours. And I'm gonna stand over here. No, you do.
Okay, over here. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
All right. One more. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. You get a side view?
Not even
That's
sure.
the worst view. I know. Usually they go like this.
Straight on.
Is it the same food truck as last year, Lieutenant? Is it the same food truck as last year?
how to get those important details.
I know, well, I was just thinking, because we did sandwiches later in the year for something inside the PSB, and we did food truck at the jail. Yeah, great. Okay, moving on with our agenda, we have no consent items today, and we're going to move on to our first action item under the Assessor's Office to consider a resolution approving the fiscal year 2022-23 County Assessment Function Funding Assistance Grant. Tom and Rochelle. Rachel? Rachel.
Good morning. This might be a little less exciting.
That's okay.
Okay. Good morning, Commissioners, Chair Bethel. For the record, my name is Tom Rolfing. I'm the Marion County Assessor. Here with me today is Rachel Estill. We're here this morning to present the fiscal year 2022-23 County Assessment Function Funding Assistance Grant, or CAFA grant, for your consideration and approval. So a little background on this. In 1989, the legislature created this grant to stabilize funding for the property tax assessment and taxation. This includes the assessor's office, the tax office, the Board of Property Tax Appeals through the clerk's office, assessment and taxation support by IT, and tax distribution through the county treasurer's office. So it takes in quite a few of our departments. The funds available for the statewide CAFA are derived from a percentage of interest collected on delinquent property taxes and from a fee on many of the documents that are recorded in the clerk's office. Total CAFA funds to be distributed statewide this year are projected to be $18.9 million. which is a 3% decrease from last year. Last year was a bit of an anomaly. There was a whole lot of refinancing. The certified grant expenditures for the fiscal year 22-23 are $7,846,918 for all departments. The actual grant revenue to Marion County is estimated to be $1,092,439, which is 13.92% of our expenditure amount and 14.02% of the assessor's budget, if you want to look at it that way. So over time, a really important point I try to make each year, at the origination of the CAFA grant in 1989, this fund covered approximately 35% of assessment and taxation. And now CAFA funds approximately 14% of property tax assessment and taxation. Thank you. Any questions?
Are you joining us for discussion or just
Just
here to
if I can,
provide backup?
if I can provide backup.
Okay. You have any questions?
Well, just probably not a question, but a statement. This is another example of the state where we used to be able to, 35% of your budget basically was taken care of by this fund, and now, Jen, the other, 86% now we make up with general fund.
Correct.
It's something we have to do, and it's state mandated, and yet it's another example of one of these programs where the state keeps giving less and less towards a program that the citizens deserve. So that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, the state.
Well, yeah.
So the Assessors Association keeps looking at other possibilities for stable funding for assessment and taxation. And need to really work with AOC on that for a statewide solution. But some counties are not properly funded, and we are, thank you, I appreciate that. But some are not able to properly fund assessment and taxation, and it shows.
Well, it's our cash register.
It's theirs also.
I know. I mean, if we don't fund it, we don't collect it. So, thank you for the work you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Okay, great. Well then, Commissioner Willis, I will take a motion.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve a resolution approving fiscal year 2022-2023 County Assessment Function Funding Assistance, CAFA grant.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. Thank you. Nice to
you.
see you.
Good to see you.
All right, and we're going to move on to our last action item of the day, Health and Human Services. To consider approval of Amendment Number 6 to the intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Health Authority to remove funding for COVID-19 active monitoring PE 01-09 in the amount of $184,364.52 for a new contract total of $14,105,669.89. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Commissioners. Ryan Matthews, Administrator with the Health and Human Services Department. And I am here seeking approval of Amendment 6 to our IGA with Oregon Health Authority. So as you noted, this is actually a removal of $184,364.52. And so I kind of wanted to talk about what triggered this adjustment. It's primarily really an accounting adjustment. So the way these funds were awarded, this program element 0109, the COVID-19 active monitoring, even the description is slightly misleading. They aren't restricted to COVID-19. They can be used for COVID-19, but this was a CDC grant that was received by Oregon Health Authority prior to COVID-19. It was awarded back in 2019, I believe, with the intention to be awarded to local public health authorities through 2024. What happened was last year, in last contract period, they decided to award the entire amounts to local public health authorities so that they had it, and if they needed it in their community to put towards COVID-19 activities, it was there and it was available to them as an eligible expense. Because the span of this grant spans through 2024, so it's basically a 5-year period of time, but our contract with the state is 1 year at a time. We have to sort of have a reconciliation period where they sort of start by rolling over an estimated beginning balance of what they expect you to have for the new contract period. And then when they receive our final expenditure awards linked to the last contract period, of which we did report the $184,364.52 as spent, that means they have to reduce our beginning balance basically for the new contract period. So this is sort of an accounting reconciliation piece that is not necessarily the most timely, but you've got financial reports getting submitted, you've got contract actions being taken, and it kind of takes a while to sort of true those up. So this is bringing us to a balance of actual funds that we still have remaining within this program element. And our goal has been all along to really limit the amount of expenditures related to COVID-19 to these specific funds. We do have other funding sources that can pay for our COVID-19 activities, and these we really want to have more of a long-standing impact in what they originally intended to be, which was to bolster our communicable disease monitoring and response and support in our community. Communicable disease is much broader than just COVID-19. There's a lot of reportable diseases in our community that we want to use these funds to take action against to limit the spread and overall have improve the health of our community. So I just wanted to sort of give you that little bit of background, and that's sort of what triggered this contract action. It wasn't a removal of funding, it's that these funds were spent in the prior contract period, and now we're just sort of truing this up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
You have any questions?
Straightforward.
No.
Great.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion for approval of amendment number 6 to the intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Health Authority to remove funding for COVID-19 active monitoring PE 01-09 in the amount of $184,364.52 for a new contract total of $14,105,669.89.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Have a good day. Okay, I'm gonna read the calendar, you guys.
Does Mr. Rader want, did he?
I don't know, Mr. Rader, did you want to join us for public comment, or are you just here because you're bored?
I'm just here.
Awesome.
It's good to see you.
Mr. Rader is a member of our ESSD Special Service District Board. For those that don't know, probably wondering why we're just talking into the random abyss out there.
Very
It's good to
important
see
member.
you. Okay, so for this week, today we are here at the board session of the Board of Commissioners, Senator Hearing Room, first floor, 555 Court Street. And then later today at 1:15, we have a BOC Policy Analyst meeting in the Commissioners Boardroom on the 5th floor, 555 Court Street. And then after that at 3 p.m., we have a Courthouse Square evacuation training in the Commissioners Boardroom, 5th floor, 555 Court Street. And then tonight at 6 p.m., we have the North Santiam Chamber of Commerce Awards Night, which will be held at the Santiam High School Auditorium at 300 Southwest Cedar Street in Mill City. And then tomorrow morning, 4/28, Thursday at 7 a.m., we will be meeting at for the Marion County Reentry Initiative Breakfast at the Kaiser Civic Center, 930 Chemawa Road, Northeast in Kaiser. And then after that, at 9:30, we were back here for a work session regarding Kidwin Avenue in the Commissioner's Boardroom, 5th floor, 555 Court Street. And then at noon tomorrow, we have a Cities Marion County meeting at the Jefferson Cafe at 298 North 2nd Street in Jefferson. And then at 1:30 tomorrow, we have a work session, County Road Fund, location Commissioner's Boardroom, 5th floor, 555 Court Street. And at 3 p.m. tomorrow, the 28th, we have a Service Awards presentation at the Marion County Juvenile Department, 2960 Center Street, Northeast in Salem. And then on Friday, the 29th at 10 a.m., we have the Association of Oregon Counties County Solutions Advisory Committee meeting, which is virtual. And then on Friday at 2 p.m., we have a Forest Land Trust Advisory Committee meeting, which is virtual. And then on to next week on Monday, May 2nd at 3 p.m., we have the Mid-Willamette Valley Public Safety and Crime Discussion hosted at the Shemeketa Small Business Development Center at 626 High Street Northeast in Salem. And then on Tuesday, May 3rd at 9:30, we have Management Update in the Commissioner's Boardroom, 5th floor, 555 Court Street. And then on Tuesday, May 3rd at 12 p.m., we have the Mid-Willamette Valley Homeless Alliance Executive Committee meeting, which is virtual. And then on Tuesday at 1:30, we have a work session for the Illegal Cannabis Grows Concerns and Response, the Commissioner's Boardroom, 5th floor, 555 Court Street. And then on Wednesday, we're back here, May 4th, for board session in the Senator Hearing Room, first floor, 555 Court Street. And then on Wednesday, the 4th, at 1:15, we have a BOC CAO meeting. Executive session if needed pursuant to ORS 192-660-2A-B-D-E-F-H-I, located in the Commissioner's Boardroom, 5th floor, 555 Court Street. And then finally, on Wednesday, May 4th, at 4 p.m., we have the Micro Shelter Art Reception, which I'm very excited about. Which is hosted by Howard Street Charter School, by the way, Salem Art Association, Bush Barn Art Center, 600 Mission Street, Southeast Salem, Oregon.
There you go.
There we go. Would you like to add anything for the record? If not, I think this might be the shortest meeting in my chair history. We're adjourned.